Greetings, land of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's just basically going sideways. For the first time in 2021, Bitcoin remained stable and went sideways through the monthly futures close of the last Friday of the month. In my last video, I said Bitcoin's either going to dump to that day or pump to that day and then dump away or dump or pump from it. And then in that video, I said it'd be unlikely for Bitcoin to just go sideways like this. And I said in that video, I said, but I'm not going to say it's not going to do that, because as soon as I say it's not going to do that, then that's when it'll do that. And that's what it's done, right? We're in Tuesday of the following week now, and Bitcoin has went sideways for the first time. I saw lots of professionals, or the professionals were kind of thinking the same way I was thinking at Bitcoin, 44,000 down in this ballpark would have been the most pain. Generally, the pain point is found for futures. That didn't happen. I'm kind of inclined to believe that maybe a lot of people learned their lesson here. This hurt a lot of people right here. Right, that hurt a lot of people. I'm kind of thinking maybe there's a lot less irresponsible leveraged longs. That's how we were getting these massive cascading falls, right? Like this one was like $10 billion just by itself right here. All these, right? I'm kind of thinking maybe people have learned their lesson, because this is so stable, it's boring. Now this is the daily time frame. Let's go down to lower time frames. 3 hour, it's pretty boring with the exception of this 3 hour dump here. Besides those, it's pretty boring, huh? I apologize. Nothing exciting to talk about. It's good. I like it. I like boring. Well, I mean, I don't know. I would have liked Elon Musk to stay out of this bull run altogether. We might have a chance at, we might be over 100,000, but now it's a speculation. Who knows for sure? We might still be sitting right at 50,000 like we are right now. But let's have a look at this trend line that I've been showing, and most YouTube channels, I'm sure, were showing. Had this big breakout below it, right? This is the 3 hour candles, 3, 6, 9. So this is about a whole day down here. This is where I made my last video saying, watch out for the retest here at 48,000 and watch out for the rejection. That didn't happen. I mean, it kind of happened, but it didn't happen. It happened at 49 actually. But this is trappy stuff, man. This called us a fake out. This called us a breakout, fake out, right? It broke out, came up for the retest. No, psych, it's not a retest. Back up into this was actually a rising wedge. If you put a little trend line, say like here somewhere in this ballpark, right? This is a rising wedge deal, which is a bearish pattern. Typically will break down, but broke down. No, wait, went back up into the wedge, stuck there for a better part of a day, and then we can't stop time, right? So everything goes to the right. And this isn't really, I don't really call this basically a breakout, although it is technically, but I mean, it's basically just Bitcoin going sideways. There is a dump here for sure. So I guess you could call this a breakout to the downside. But I don't know. It looks like it's going sideways to me more than anything. But definitely people got caught here. Right, this is probably a little bit of a long squeeze here, and then I'm sure there's a little bit of short squeeze going on here, right? People probably right through here, or probably putting in or here. There's probably shorts here, and there's probably shorts here, and this was probably a short squeeze here, and then this is an interesting 3 hour candle. This was a lot of buying pressure. Sellers came in and said no, and then here's more buying pressure. Sellers came in and said no, and drove it down. And then here, this 3 hour candle is selling pressure, and the buyer said no, and drove it up. So there seems to be a little bit of equilibrium. However, The reason I'm making this video right now, let's get rid of all this drawing. Go to the daily, reset it, have a look. The reason I fired up the recorder right now is because we've got, if you notice down here, 23:58, 13 seconds, 14, 15, 16 seconds. The daily candle is going to close in 1 minute, 40 seconds. So what I found out here is we've got another Gravestone Doji forming, a bearish pin bar. Look in here a little bit. Here was one I was calling a bearish pin bar. This guy here, see the long wick on top, following a few bearish wicks. This is the daily chart. These are daily candles. This is a bearish structure here. It pumped up out of it. A lot of the composite man likes to try to trap people that trade these patterns. Pumped up out of it. Like I said, it could do. And then up here was a Gravestone Doji. Gravestone Dojis are bearish. When they happen in an uptrend, they're a lot more scary than when they happen in a downtrend here. Like this one ended up pumping. This one actually did dump. This went up to 50,600, and the next candle went all the way down to 47.6. So that's about a 6% dump in 24 hours. Next day it pumped back up. Next day it dumped even further, 46. So that's about an 8%, almost a 9% dump over 3 or 4 days. Pumped back up. This is kind of strange. I haven't seen this price action in 2021. The whole time I've been watching Bitcoin, I haven't really seen anything that really looks like this right here. This is kind of, particularly this right here. This seems to be kind of a balance between selling and buying. No one's really overruling anyone. Okay, the daily candle just opened. The closure was at 47,100. 47,150, give or take. Here's the new candle. Here. Brand new. It's 47 seconds old. Of course, I won't get this published for like an hour. But I thought this was interesting. Something to keep an eye on. I suggest Google this stuff and read about it yourself. We definitely just printed another one here. This green one with the big wick on top, little wick on bottom. This one's actually got a real nice, small, thin body on it, which is a little bit more. Well, I mean, I know it's just kind of opinion, but this, I mean, statistically, these really don't say anything one way or the other. This one here is just kind of saying that buyers and sellers are just kind of a stalemate, right? This is a Indecision Doji right here. Body's kind of right in the middle. Went big wick on top, big wick, thin little body, and dumped from there. But anyways, this is without a doubt another little bearish pin bar Gravestone Doji. Something to keep an eye on. I'm still looking for a test of 44,000. This is a bearish candle that just printed, and in the first 3 minutes of the next candle, we're already down into 46,000s. It means nothing. This could just pump back up to 48, 49,000. It could dump to 44. Who knows for sure? It feels like to me, Bitcoin is just kind of in a state of indecision, which you don't really see. You don't see a whole lot of this anywhere. Looking back here a little bit, maybe here, maybe a little bit here before the big, before the biggest dump in the history of Bitcoin. There is a little bit of that type of action here. Where else can we find it? Nowhere really. Maybe kind of here, but that's, you can't really say that's because a little bit here. These are like little accumulation phases. I don't think this is an accumulation. I think this would be likely to be a redistribution, a distribution that would dump. In a past video, I was talking about how similar this would be to this. right? This, if this were to continue for a few more weeks, it'll be about 2 more weeks now. How similar this would be. See that? Boom, boom, boom. This is a distribution pattern. Boom, boom. This is a big weird pump that probably shouldn't have went up this far. Boom. See how that's looking? A couple more. Boom. I still am inclined to believe that's what's happening. It may not be a popular opinion, but I do believe this is a complacency phase. I do believe this is a dead cat bouncage. It's going to look like this. Whether 29,000 turns out to be the bear market bottom, or if it comes down to 20 or lower. Over the last few days, I've been thinking about if a lot of irresponsible, long, highly leveraged longs the whole year of 2021. I've been waiting for another giant dump, right? Maybe people have finally learned their lesson, right? These were massive, over leveraged, irresponsible longs. Boom, just total annihilation. It feels like to me, it's slowly dawned on me over like the last week or so that maybe people have finally learned their lesson to stop just blindly over leveraged longs. Maybe that's why we're not seeing the big dumps. Maybe because of people learning their lesson. Maybe 29,000 is the bear market bottom, right? But I'm still thinking it needs to come down, and I still think the big time players, the long term big time hodler players, I think they need to get in at a lower, maybe 50% lower from where we're at now, and 40% at least. Get back down in the 20,000s before we see the next parabolic push, which could happen in 2022, 2023. But until I see something different, I'm still thinking. I know lots of people don't want to hear it. I'm still thinking we're coming down, and we're playing out a market cycle. Elon Musk popped a bubble. Usually when bubbles are popped, this is usually what you will see in macro charts. This was the top. Here's the bubble popping. Here's the dead cat bounce, complacency, whatever you want to call it. Back to normal. Yeah. No, wait a second. It's another distribution. Back down. I still think it needs, in order to gain momentum, I think it needs to come down considerably. Minimum into the 29,000 region. Could be wrong. Until I see something different, I'm going to hold to my projection, my opinion projection. But hope you enjoyed this video. As always, thanks for watching.